Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, elephants and zebras, gypsies and the she. That's a dime. And that's a quarter. So I'm going to try and share this video. It's actually a prank call video, but it's making a point. It's from Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder. And I'm going to preface this by saying I am an atheist, so honestly, I don't believe this incident ever occurred. My belief is that Jesus was a completely made-up character. There may or may not have been people with that name or similar names, but in my opinion, Christianity was invented by the Romans to try and keep the Jews from demanding their liberty. Anyway, Luke 2:7, and I will bring up, I apologize for this. So Steven Crowder is calling up progressive churches and and he's doing it like he sounds gay. But anyway, although once he does say, well, my daughters didn't like it very much at first either. Okay, so this is KJV, the King James Version, but it doesn't really matter. We just got something in my eye. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. I find it interesting that these people on the left, and they're leftists, not liberals, because there's a big difference between a liberal and a leftist. I'm a liberal, but I'm not a leftist. Anyway, so, I used to be a Christian. I grew up a Christian and wanted to go to seminary at one point. I read the Bible rather diligently. Anyway, but I have yet to see any god of any religion regrow a lost limb. So, healing, BS. But anyway, so all these liberal churches are they'll preach immigration, but they won't take in the immigrants. They won't take in the children, the adults. And I lived in San Antonio for over 20 years. I lived in Tejas, Texas for 40 years. And there were groups that would do this kind of thing. But they were few and far between. And then, to be honest, there are issues with having to deal with the immigration service. Churches having to deal with them. But, the individuals won't take them in, the churches won't take them in, yet they'll stand there on Sunday and talk about how they got to help people, right? There was a church in San Antonio that had this really good program for the homeless. But then people voted for more and more leftism, and the city of San Antonio said, you know what, you really can't be taking care of the homeless, that's our job. So in San Antonio, you can get a ticket for giving a homeless person $1, for giving a homeless person a sandwich, for giving a homeless person a place to sleep. These are leftists that voted for leftists, But it's pretty sad, you have this group of hypocrites that that says, you know, well, let's take care of all these people, but then they refuse to take care of them. That church that used to have a great homeless program, as far as I know, they have no programs now. None. There were people that would take in homeless people, who would take in drug addicts, try to help them. And the city would shut them down. They would get fined. They would get ticketed. They'd get hauled into court. But the churches have, especially the church I'm talking about, mucho dinero. And you know, part of it was, you know, the minister left. He and his wife left. That's the way the Methodist Church works. You know, you're a minister there for a while, then you leave. But I mean, then you move to another fellowship, another church. I was Anabaptist for a long time, so I do say things like fellowship instead of church. But I've been looking for this for a few days, and there it is. Anyway, so the hypocrisy of the people that are telling the rest of us what to do and how to do it, and how we should believe and how we should feel and what we should do, they won't actually do those things. They're hypocrites. They're a bunch of liars. Again, I'll try and provide a link to the video.